Also competing at the 1988 NBC Nationals was heavyweight Eddie Robinson. While you watch some posing by Eddie during the last few years, listen to this exclusive interview Eddie gave Muscle Video Journal.
Today I weighed in about 221, 222, and I feel a lot better and a lot harder and fuller than usual.
If you had your choice of any body weight in the world, which weight would you like to compete at?
I'd like to be light heavy.
Really?
You know, I like, see, my problem is I like heavy weight. I mean, when you get underneath, 600 pounds on the bench or those, 140s, 150s, just listen to the bones popping, as you're doing your reps. The feeling is unbelievable. That's my biggest thrill. You
must come from a very strong family to be able to hoist weights around like that.
Not strong. Is my family's the heritage, just the background of my family. Got a lot of German in me, and my mother's shoulders are about this wide. She'll come in with 4 bags of groceries in each finger. Which it is like it was the genetics. That God gives you that gift that I took advantage of it.
Did you play any sports besides bodybuilding?
Oh, sports. You name it, I did it. I'm a hyper person. I was in the Golden Gloves. I played football. I had just about everything there was to do.
How did you decide on bodybuilding when you had so many options?
It's just to take something out on the weight, just to see what you can handle, and just to feel. When you get underneath something and just to see what you can do to prove to yourself, I captured a world record in '84 in the bench press, which was a 610 to 575. I did in Tampa. It was an unofficial world record, but it's something I did, which I achieved. I got my plaques and my awards, which is one good thing. I enjoyed a lot of powerlifting, the heavy weight.
Does this intimidate all your friends and people you meet?
I don't know about intimidation. I hope it doesn't, You've
got a pretty sunny personality, so that you don't seem too threatening, but I'm sure nobody wants to mess with anybody your size and strength.
Well, I hope they don't, but I'm not the kind. I'm easy. It takes a lot to get me to mess with them, I'm an easygoing guy.
What kind of reaction do you get with people who've never seen you before and you walk in, say, to a store or walking down the street?
Well, I get a lot of things saying to me. I see little kids, "Mommy, look, look at that guy." And what upsets me is, the other day, me and my girlfriend were shopping. I go through the store, and this little kid goes, "Mommy, look at that guy." He was fascinated. And the lady turned around, and she goes, "That's when God's special people." I was a freak or something.
That's a nice way to explain it.
And another thing, as I went to the next aisle, there was a midget about this tall. He was right underneath the shopping cart pushing it. A real little guy. His legs must have been this long. And I looked down the aisle, and there was all these people looking at him. The guy looked up at me, and put thumbs up, because he noticed everybody was looking at me saying stuff too. And he knew what kind of reaction we were both getting, the same kind. Except ours was in different angles, Him being a midget, it had to go through that, and me being a special person, as being...
That's a great story. I've never heard anything like that happen.
But when the guy put thumbs up, it just hit me. We related without even speaking.
Exactly.
Which was excellent.
That's fabulous. Yeah, so your reactions really do get quite intense from people.
Girls, this sport is something I enjoy doing. A lot of people criticize you. They say, "Oh, he's a drug fanatic." Last year, I didn't do no drugs. I did testing. But it don't matter. You're always going to get accused for that. That's one thing that hurts my pride. Another thing is you hear these people saying, girls like, "Oh, that's sick or disgusting." But if I were 500 pounds walking around, they wouldn't say nothing. They'd walk right by me.
You're just heavy when you're 500 pounds.
But when they see a 22-inch arm walk by with veins going on, they go, "It sick, disgusting." One lady said that to me, and her boyfriend was saying, "Yeah, that's sick." I told her, "Well, you won't lose me in the sheets." That's all I was doing. They shut up and said, "Yeah." What I mean?
Good point. That stopped her dead, right?
That's it. We pried her up a little bit.
Eddie, we've been following your career for a while now, and why don't we talk about last year's Nationals? How about that in Atlantic City? And now a lot of people were expecting you to come in completely shredded, and you came in a little bit heavy. What happened that year?
Well, last year when I didn't do good. Well, like I say, I had an offer with Nautilus to do an experiment. At the time, financially, you got to do a lot of work. It takes a lot of money. You got your eating, your training. You can't carry a full-time job, so money means a lot. They had me down to 198, training 3 days a week for a half an hour, full body. That half an hour full body training was nonstop, whole body, to failure, and just boom, 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 no drinks, no water, no nothing, which was hard. It was really hard. I felt it hitting the muscle, but I was deteriorating, losing muscle, I was getting sick. I wasn't training properly. They had me on this diet, weighing my food, and I was eating real small, and it was just really unhealthy, and it messed me up. I knew I was going to look good at this show. I wanted to go into Universe, as I was trained for. I looked really good at 220. I was ripped. They said, yeah. They dropped me down lower. We're going to get you in light heavy. I knew I couldn't do it. I told them, but I agreed to do it their way. They were paying me, and I made the agreement. I got half before the show, and I got the rest of it after the show to make sure I got there. I went in it, and as you can see, I bombed out. I was the worst. I didn't want to go on stage, but like I say, the money was great.
Well, Eddie, we want to thank you very much for talking with us.
It's been my pleasure.
We know we're going to be seeing Eddie Robinson around for many years to come.
Many.
And hell of a lot of luck to you.
I'm still a pup, and I'm going to give him my best shot. You'll see me.
I know you will.
You got it.
Good luck to you. Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome, sir.
Take care.
We hope